sanctuary for titans, huh? You know, prehistoric giants were the first dinosaurs that I ever laid eyes on. But if you're hearing any nostalgia in my voice, well, you'd be mistaken. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was, truly amazed. But I was also struck by how out of time they felt. So immense, so massive, they just didn't seem to fit our world. Well, that's now the very challenge that we all need to solve.
One of my favorite places in the world. You know we're close to the Shaximau Formation. The fossils found here have been staggering. Over 100 sauropods alone. Giants roam this land. Can you imagine it?
We don't have to. Need I remind you that we are here to create a permanent home for some of the largest animals to have ever lived? The client is expecting no less than well-cared-for dinosaurs and an effective breeding program. Our work here will be under the greatest scrutiny.
Wonderful. I mean, I've spent most of my professional life under scrutiny anyway. But I have every faith in your abilities, Dr. Baldera. Make some magic.
Hello again, I am Jim Bob, and welcome back to Jurassic World Evolution 3. We've moved to China, the Sichuan Basin, and these are our kind of objectives, I think. Let's see what our first job is.
Female sauropods are on the way, but that alone won't make for a very successful breeding program. We need males, too.
Not a problem. We'll need genetic material in order to synthesize a male, so let's send out an expedition to gather it. While we wait, we can build a lovely enclosure for those soon-to-arrive sauropods.
Okay, so we've got a large area that is locked off, which is all the way over there, it would seem. Everything the other side of this little bit of water. But we've got to build some kind of infrastructure first. So we need to pause because we don't have much of anything, really. We've got a capture team, we've got a science lab, and a control center, and that's pretty much it. We don't have our expedition center. Yeah, let's stick with Din. Where do I want to stick this? What are the buildings am I going to need? Staff and maintenance. We've got a response facility. Going to need a medical unit, but I don't want to stick it all the way down here. So I guess this is the best option for this area. And we'll drop that in just there. Looks like it's already got a path connection. That's good. There we go. What else? Let's see. We're obviously going to need to build some kind of enclosure. I mean, we could theoretically just let them roam free, and then just put a fence around the exit here, but I don't think that's the right thing to do. Because generally, the large dinosaurs don't play well with each other. So, or at least that's how it's historically been in this franchise. So, we're going to need separate enclosures for each of the main giant dinos. Back to operations. Let's get our medical facility in. Trying to see if I can find a way to squeeze this in and still leave room for maybe something like a star center, but I'm not sure I can. If I go this way. Hmm. Ah, man, the terrain constraints. Frustrating. Trying to get that to line up in that space nicely, and it just doesn't want to. I don't want everything to overlap. This is so annoying. All right, let's try and do it this way. There we go. I can just about. Oh, spoke too soon. There we go. Oh man, that was fiddly. That was way more fiddly than I would have liked. So we don't need replace on. We just need the right path type, which is that one, I believe. There we go. So we've got our medical facility. Is there possibly room for a staff center in here? Not that one. Or that one. That one, yes, but that is very, very small. Let's take a look at some of the other community creations. Very nice, but too big a footprint. I do like that, though. Very nice. Yeah, we're going to stick with vanilla assets for now. Let's maybe squeeze our staff room just here. Right up against the edge. of our helipad. Like so. There we go. Right. That is that stuff taken care of. Need a power. Where are we going to stick our power plant? I am liking that old Jurassic World one. So Jurassic Park style power plant. But we're going with this one. We need probably a couple of these. I think. Ironically, the best place of those would probably have been here. But we're going to stick them over here, I think. Maybe. You know what? Let's look at moving this. Let's reposition this. In such a way that we can then stick some power in there as well. We'll probably end up moving the generator as well. Let's go. Terrain constraints. Courses, terrain constraints. There we go. Let's go there. So, let's bring our path out. Our path up. Get rid of that. Clear out the remnants of the old site. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Did I just see... Oh, wow, look at this. We can demolish all these rocks as well. That I didn't realise. Might need to do that. Let's try and squeeze 2 power stations in side by side here. That's 1. Again, let's get our road. There's so much dust, I can't actually see anything. There we go. Let's bring that out to there. Get rid of the knob. Ah, okay. Get rid of that. Excellent stuff. Now we need to make sure that that power is actually going to power things, which at the moment, very much not the case. That there covers pretty much everything else. And there we go. Right. Let's build an enclosure. I haven't even started to get anything else done yet, have we? I suppose a large electrified fence probably makes sense. Let's start with this area over here, I suppose. We could maximize this space. We could do curved boundaries, but for now I'm just looking to create a basic shape to fill this lower area. There we go. So we've got a good old spaced area there. We're going to need some good-sized attractions here. Why is that not allowed? Don't understand. Weird. Not allowed, and yet a slight tweak of the stick will potentially make it allowed. Like that. This is definitely something I think we're going to need. Maybe a wildlife tour of some kind. And there we go. That will provide the coverage in the middle that the viewing domes are missing, or the viewing galleries are missing. Let's very quickly flatten out this little bit of terrain here. like so. All right. Pathway. It's going to need to come out further than that. Let's go out to there. We'll flatten the terrain out a bit further in a second. But we'll have to do that now because it's not letting me do the pathing. So, yeah, let's flatten this terrain back a bit further. We'll do some sloping and stuff as well. But right now, I just want to create an area that's going to be big enough for amenities and facilities to go in along here as well. We should probably check that before we go any further. Yes. There we go. Medium stuff will fit. Wait, how do we switch to small? The small we're on medium. There we go. That's right up against the edge, isn't it? But that fits nicely. So food and drink. We'll do gifts the other side. Let's continue our path over here. There we go. Gifts. There we go. Let's change the viewing style so that everything matches up. There we go. And we also want an emergency shelter. and a restroom. Which ironically is bigger than the emergency shelter. There we go. I suppose the other one's going underground, isn't it? So we're going to need some power around here as well. So let's get in our connector. Probably going to need a couple of these by the look of it. Let's get one there. And then another one over here. Okay. Let's bring our power connection out. Gonna have to bring our pathway out as well. There we go. And gonna need some kind of transport. Monorail, I guess. Will be the most efficient way for that. Looks like we're going to have to get rid of a little bit of that water. Something I didn't really want to do. Does seem a bit strange that you can't build a monorail with the rear stand supports going into the water. But, you know, who are we to question? How's the old saying go? Ours is not to reason why, ours is but to do or die. So that's one station there. We're going to need another station somewhere over here to connect to all this lovely goodness that we've just dropped in here. So let's just go and drop that in. Over here somewhere like this. It's a bit steep, but I think we can get away with it. Obstructed by pylon. Let's just remove these for a moment. Let's make it a little easier for us with the terrain as well. Let's cut a section out here. Like that. Okay. Let's get that monorail in now. Come on, connect up squarely. All right. it won't quite do it the way I want it to. That looks pretty good. So let's get the pathway connected. Then we can take a nice little scenic route around like that. Still have to connect a footpath, I think. Let's see, actually, we might not need to once we connect this. We'll see. And then we need to rebuild the power connection. That will go under the monorail itself. All right, that's good to know. So let's rework the positioning of our pylons to follow the monorail. There we go. Perfect. And then we keep that nice and unobtrusive without cutting through the middle of this area. We will probably have another big area just here as well. But for now, that is our apatosaur area. Next thing we're going to need is some staff. Let's see what we've got. We've got one guy who's good for expeditions. That's good. Cheaper incubation. Cheaper expeditions. There's no standout super talented people here, unfortunately. Let's get Embry. Let's get Iman as well. That'll do for now. And let's unpause time. Oh, we need power over there, don't we? That we can do.
We have added a new viewing platform, ready for you to gain an elevated view of our wonderful dinosaurs. Attention personnel. A new monorail station has opened and guests...
We also need to go... Where is my expedition center? There it is. We need to go find some apatosaur fossils. They're probably going to be over here somewhere. That's the Atrociraptor. There we go, apatosaur. Oh, that's not connected. There we go. We don't need to build a path that runs all the way through. 9 things without power. Oh, it's that bit of fencing that hasn't built its way over to here yet. Once it connects to... Is that snow? It is. Once our fence connects around to here, building it in a very weird order. Actually, no, it's not. I can understand why it's doing this, because we reshaped these bits of fencing after we drop these towers in, so they'll be the last things to get done. But yeah, this will connect the power up. There we go. That bit of fencing there connects to that, which is in a power radius, and the whole fence is now powered. Lovely stuff. Yes, transport these. Let's plonk them in. I know I'm going to need water in here. Let's quickly stick in some water. Hopefully they're not going to want deep water. I wouldn't have thought they would.
Asset delivery confirmed. Delivery complete.
Alright. Oh, I know what we haven't done. Rangers. It's a big old area, so we're going to need a couple of ranger posts. One there. And one there. There's no gate to get in either, which will prove problematic. So we better put a gate in. There we go. They want tall leaf. Well, that was easy. They got water, cover, tall leaf, plenty of pasture. No males. Well, we are working on that bit. I don't think I was in time on that one, but hopefully we were. Power station, let's see, 60 and 60 and 11 and 60. Wow, already on the second one. Let's improve our extraction capacity. Fossils, what have we got? Not a lot. That will not get me full. Let's go looking for more apatosaur. Oh, got brachy. Would not be at all surprised if we have brachiosaurs in here at some point. There we go, some more apatosaur. All right, do we have a Chinese Asian style tour? Tie in with some of the other ones that we've already got. Japanese style bus terminal. Oh, excuse me. Japanese tour in visitor center. Ah, that's clever. So theoretically, yeah, look at that. You could stick that on the side of any building. I like that. That's a really, really clever little thing. Not going to install that on our map, but I like that. Look at that. Yeah, that's really nice. A visitor center with the tour fully attached. That makes a bit more sense. Oh, there we go. That's the sort of thing we're looking for. Thematically ties with all the other buildings that we have. Doesn't want to sit well just there. Yeah, we're getting that issue where it keeps telling me it's not allowed, and then we rotate a stick and all of a sudden it drops in. This is where I want it. There we go. All right, let's get a path. Gotta rebuild our connection over here. Like so. Now we need a tour track. Honk honk. I want to try and respect the dinosaurs, not stress them out too much. So we're going to keep this around the edges without cutting in too much. There we go. So we've got a park tour. Let's see. I'll bring some extra guests in over there. Let's unpause time. Let's take a look at our fossils. There we go. A whole load of mineral that we can sell. And the last little bit that we needed to get our genome up to a full 100%. There we go. We actually need somewhere to build those dinosaurs. That makes sense. Hatch them. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. Let's have a look at what hatcheries we've got. Look and see if we've got, again, something that fits that Japanese kind of theme. I don't think we do at the moment. I haven't seen one. Just adds, actually no, it does give a little bit of the theme appearance. Add some cherry blossoms as well. Yeah, we'll go with that for now. Not sure where I want to put this, you know. I mean, to me, it makes sense to have it up here somewhere.
I believe we have everything we need to synthesize a male, so let's begin.
Those dinosaurs were sent to us courtesy of our very generous client, huh? They need to be treated right. So, needless to say, we better be synthesizing the most charming sauropod this place has ever seen.
Yes, well, I'm sure they'll all get along wonderfully. We should ensure that the males and females all end up in the same enclosure, though, and that they're nice and comfortable.
Okay, that is not the one that we were looking at a minute ago. Damn it. I'm going to have to go hunting for it again. Ah, God. I'm pressing the wrong buttons. Right, R3, then L3. There we go. It was what, page 4, wasn't it? I think. Yeah, there it is. Add in a power connection. Stick it back here. There we go. Right, upgrades. We want advanced equipment to guarantee egg success. There we go, and let's start building ourselves some apatas. Going to need to hire more staff. Let's take a look at what traits we want. Sociability. Still got 5 more traits left. Let's go with comfort. Let's boost the lifespan as well. There we go. So store and save those. Yeah, we do not have anywhere near enough skill at the moment in our staff selection. So let's hire some more people. Let's get some new candidates in now rather than waiting. Let's get Billy in. Going to need welfare as well. So let's get Lisa in. And we're almost out of cash. Oh, wow. That's really not good. We are making profit. We need to make more. So let's see. We need a lot of green. So let's go with crepes. Let's change the features to add in a fossil display and some bean bags. And we'll add in some TVs. We don't have guests for luxury just yet, but we will be building a hotel as soon as we can afford it. Again, let's change that to fossilized ammonite. Let's go with couches. A statue. And some storage bins. There we go. And superfood juice. Of course, why not? Let's see again. Let's go with a jukebox. Let's get statue and a claw machine. There we go. So we're now making a lot more profit there. And if we get ourselves a hotel, if we can afford a hotel, we're up to 100 grand. Guests. Come on, hotels. Let's get a small hotel for now. That's a small hotel. Okay. Big old footprint for a small building. Let's squeeze that in here if we can. Beautiful.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your comfort, we've increased the hotel capacity of the bar.
And that is the end of a very long episode, but we have got ourselves a very nice beginnings of a park put together. So when we come back, we will continue to expand. We'll get those other apatosaurs underway here, get them in there, get them breeding, and then see what comes next. But if you've enjoyed today's episode, a thumbs up would be much appreciated. If you're new to the channel, why not consider subscribing as well? If you have, don't forget to hit that bell for notifications. on videos and live streams, and I will see you all with some more Jurassic World Evolution 3 very soon.